In this video, I'm going to show you how to double check your Klaviyo flow filters so you don't accidentally prevent people from receiving your emails and costing yourself thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in missed revenue. Now, over the last 5 years, I've seen that inside Klaviyo, the number one biggest mistake comes from setting up flow filters incorrectly and preventing people from receiving your checkout abandon, your welcome series, post-purchase, browse abandon, you name it. If those filters are not set up correctly, you're going to run into some massive problems. I've been doing this 5 years, set up hundreds of flows. I still find myself questioning whether or not I've set up the profile filters, the trigger filters, everything correctly inside Klaviyo. And it can be a little nerve-wracking when you flip the switch live and let everyone run through. And let me tell you from experience, there is no worse feeling than letting your flows run for a week or a month after all that hard work, only to realize that no one's getting your emails, the revenue's not coming in, and you actually have a big mistake on your hands. The best way to do this is with the Klaviyo preview feature inside the flows. So we're going to jump in Klaviyo together, and then I'm going to show you exactly how to double check your work and then a few common mistakes that I've seen so you can avoid them yourself. So here we are inside Klaviyo, and what we need to understand about filters is we have triggers, trigger filters, and profile filters. Now, triggers are what bring people into the flow and get it started. And it could be a metric like checkout started, placed order. It could be a segment. It could also be a list. If someone joins a list for your welcome series, that's what's going to start the flow. And next we have trigger filters. Now, these limit people who enter the flow even more. So for example, with checkout started, you could add a trigger filter if you want it to be just for a certain item. If you want it to be for the value, their cart value, if you want to set a threshold for shipping or something like that, you could do that up here. And next we have profile filters. And what we need to understand about profile filters is the trigger and the trigger filters happen at the beginning. Think about them as like the bouncers at a nightclub. If you don't have an ID, they're not going to let you in the first place. Now, profile filters are what things get a little bit more complicated. And the way they work is that they're checking before every single email is sent. They're going to check and make sure that they're only sending to profiles that meet the criteria that we set here. So in this case, this is a very standard checkout abandon. It's placed orders 0 times since starting this flow, and they've not been in the flow in the last 7 days. So placed orders 0 times since starting this flow is crucial to this checkout abandon flow because we want people to be removed if they place an order. I'll be honest, sometimes looking at these, it can be very complicated, and just trying to do the logic in your head is not very safe, and it's not the best way to do it. So instead of sitting here and trying to give you a logic lesson on how everything works, let's just do the shortcut. We're going to come right up here and click preview, and it's going to show us all the profiles that enter or do not enter the flow, and it's going to tell us why. So if we take this first profile up here, they do not enter. Let's see why. We click up here, we filter. So this person started checkout, and then they're getting removed because they don't meet this criteria here, which is placed order 0 times since starting this flow. And this person has placed the order 1 time while they entered the flow. So they triggered the flow, they started checkout, but after they started checkout, they placed their order, so they're being removed from the flow. And that's how we can check here. You can see they also meet this other criteria where they haven't been in the flow in the last 7 days. I usually set that up on checkout abandons because I don't want people to start checkout 1 time and then maybe start checkout another time and then come back into the flow. Now we can come back in and check another person here and see, the very cool thing is it'll show us that they enter, and it's also going to show us the path, because this checkout abandon is split by if they've placed an order 0 times, so this would be the prospect split, or if they've placed an order 1 or more times, so this would be the returning customer path. And it shows us that they would come down this path, and it also shows us that they've started checkout, they've placed orders 0 times since starting this flow, haven't been in the flow in the last 7 days, they're good to go. Okay, let's look at a slightly more complicated flow and see how we would preview the trigger to just double check everything. Now this is for a cross sell where we're trying to sell a specific product to a very specific group of people. So we're trying to find people who've placed orders 3 or more times and have not purchased a specific product. And if they buy this product during this cross-sell, that we remove them out of the flow because we don't want to keep reminding them to buy this product. They already got it. So from a retention standpoint, this is trying to increase LTV, get people into new products. They've already proven to us that they enjoy the product, and now we want to give them a new product to try. You can see here when we preview it, none of these people enter. So at first you might think that we did something wrong, but if we'll see that they started it because they placed an order and they've never purchased this product. They've never purchased this product since starting the flow. But the problem is this person has placed only one order over all time. So we don't want them to get this cross sell because they're just trying the products for the first time. It needs to be 2 or greater than 2. So 3, 4, 5 and up, then that person could come into the flow. So there you go. That's how you double check your Klaviyo flow filters, make sure everything's working correctly. It's good to understand the profile filters and the logic behind how they work. But more than anything, just using this preview tool is going to save you a lot of time and make you 100% sure that what you just set up is going to work. So if you like this video, hit like, subscribe, or let me know in the comments below, what is your biggest Klaviyo flow filter mishap? I want to hear it. I'll catch you guys next time.